Today is the first day of Kartik 2016. We are in Lexington, Virginia, and we're going to sing the Damodarastaka in honor of Lord Damodar. This is a cappella, since we don't have musical instruments, which some people, I'm sure, will appreciate. Namami Sharam Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalango Kule Brajamanam Namami Sharam Satchidanandarupam Lasat Kundalango Kule Brajamanam Jashoda Biyolukalat Davamanam Paramristam Atyanta Todrutya Gopya Jashoda Biyolukalat Davamanam Paramristam Atyanta Todrutya Gopya Rudantam muhurnetra yugmam mrijantam karamboja yugmena satankanetra Rudantam muhurnetra yugmam mrijantam karamboja yugmena satankanetram Mukshasa kampatri rekankakanta Stita graivam damodaram bhaktipadam Mukshasa kampatri rekankakanta Stita graivam damodaram bhaktipadam Iti drik swalila vir ananda kunte sagosham nimajantam akyapayantam Iti drik swalila vir ananda kunte sagosham nimajantam akyapayantam Tadiyeshi tagyeshu bhaktarjitatvam Punak prematastam shatavritti vande Tadiyeshi tagyeshu bhaktarjitatvam Punak prematastam shatavritti vande Varam deva mokshana mokshavadim va nachanyam vrineham vadesharapiha Varam deva mokshana mokshavadim va nachanyam vrineham vadesharapiha Idam teva purnata gopala vadam Sada me manasya virastam kimanyai Idam teva purnata gopala vadam Sada me manasya virastam kimanyai Idam te mukam bhojam atyanta nilar Kritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya Idam te mukam bhojam atyanta nilar Kritam kuntalai snigdha raktaischa gopya Muhuschumbitam bimba raktadaram me Manasya virastam alang lakshalabhai Muchumidam bimba raktadaram me Manasya virastam alang lakshalabhai Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdi Magdam. Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jalabdi Magdam. Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Vatanu Grihanesha Mamagyam Idyakshidrishya. Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Vatanu Grihanesha Mamagyam Idyakshidrishya. Kuveratmajo Vaddha Murtyaiva Jadvat Tvaya mochito bhakti baddho krito cha. Kuveratmajo Vaddha Murtyaiva Jadvat Tvaya mochito bhakti baddho krito cha. Tatha prema bhakti sakame prayacha. Namokshigra homesti Damodareya. Tatha prema bhakti sakame prayacha. Namokshigra homesti Damodareya. Namaste stu damne spuradip damne tadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne. Namaste Sudhamne Spuradipti Dhamne Tadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne. Namo Radhikayai Tadiya Priyayai. Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Namo Radhikaya Tvadiya Priyaya. Namo Nandalilaya Devaya Tubhyam. Kundalam Kukule Rajamanam Namam Vishwaram Sachi Anandarupam Lasa Kundalam Gokule Rajamanam Jashoda Viyolukala Davamanam Haramristam Atyantata Dritya Gopya. Jashoda Viyolukala Davamanam Paramristam Atyantato Dritya Gopya. Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe.
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada.
Nitai Gauda Haribo 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 Haribo. Nitai Gauda Haribo 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 Haribo. Jai Radha Damodar ki jai. Jiva Goswami Prandana. Hey Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, a few words. Today's we begin the Damodar month. This very famous pastime. The pastime itself is very simple. Mother Yashoda was cooking, and then she noticed that she gave attention to her child. He wanted to drink her breast milk, but then she had to go back to her cooking. Krishna was angry. This is, of course, pastime anger. And so he broke a pot. Yashoda tied him up to a mortar so he couldn't cause mischief. Krishna crawled and dragged this big, heavy stone mortar between two gigantic Arjuna trees. Jamala means twin. Jamala Arjuna trees. Brought them down to demigods. Shining demigods came out of the trees, And this is not the kind of thing that happens every day. So then Krishna actually liberated those two demigods who, of course, have been cursed by Narada Muni, take birth as trees. So if we look, the story itself is charming and it's simple, but profound. And so if we look at the philosophical messages that the Vaishnava tradition, especially in the song, they've gleaned from this. One thing I'll say, I've said this before, that this song starts out in a very sort of classic, elegant way. The first words of this song are, I bow to the Lord. Namami literally means I bow. I bow to the Lord. Namami Ishwaram, whose form is Satchidananda, Satchidananda Rupam, whose form accusative form in Sanskrit. In this particular case, it means it's the object of the verb. So every word in the next two verses that ends in M refers to Krishna. I bow to the Lord, who is this and that and the other thing. So, for example, I bow to the Lord. You just go over there. I bow to the Lord, who has an eternal, blissful, all-knowing form, who has shining earrings, Lasat Kundalam, Gokule Brajamanam, who's shining in Gokula, and who Davamanam, who's running, Jasoda Bhiyo Lukalad, who's running from the grinding mortar out of fear of Jasoda, Paramrishnam, and then was caught Atyanta Drutya Gopya by the Gopi who's running extremely, the Gopi means Yasoda, who's running exceedingly quickly. And then Rudantam, so the next word, it's still Namami, still I bow to the Lord who is Rudantam, who is crying, and who Muhur repeatedly, Netra Yugmam, his twin eyes, in other words, his two eyes, Netra Yug, because Yuga, we know the word yoga means to connect two things. And so therefore Yugma, like the word, you'll have to go. So the word yoga means to link, and therefore two things that are linked together are called yugma. So it means two things. So netra, it's interesting, the word netra, eye, comes from the Sanskrit word ni, which means to lead. And so since the eye leads you, therefore the eye is called netra, the leader. And so netra yugma means the pair of eyes. He was mrijantam, again, I bow to Krishna, who was mrijantam, was wiping, who was crying, and Muhur repeatedly wiping his two eyes with his two lotus hands, karam bhoja. Kara is in the Sanskrit verb meaning to do or make, and so kara literally means the doer. Kara, and so it's the word for hand, as in tava kara kamala. So kara, the doer, literally the doer, is a word for the hand. And so karam bhoja, the word for lotus here, lotus hand, is amboja. Ambo means water, and ja is born. So from his lotus born or water born hand, in other words, the lotus is born out of the water. So it's common the lotus is called amboja, the water born. So his hand, which is like the water born, there was like a lotus by his two hands, and then satanka netram, in sort of rubbing his eyes that were marked with this collyrium. And then muhuk, and then repeatedly shwasa kampa trirekanka kanta stita graivam. Wow. That's all one big compound in Sanskrit. So usually when you have when words are separated by hyphens in Sanskrit, it means it's in a compound. And so only the last member, the last word is declined, or in a particular case. And so you've got to. So usually to understand Sanskrit compounds somehow, if you start at the end and read backwards, it comes out of normal English word order. So Krishna was Stita Graivam. Krishna, whose neck was Stita Kanta. Actually, well, I'll just translate this for you. That Krishna was, because of his breathing, Shwasa, because of his breathing, his kanta, his throat, which is anka, which is marked, trireka, with 3 lines. His throat, marked with 3 lines, was trembling because of his breathing. So that's you take that part of the kampa, that swasa kampa trirekanka kanta, his throat or his neck, kanta, like we say kanti mala, neck beads. So kanta means the neck, and which is marked, anka, marked with tree, 3, reka, 3 lines, and it was kampa, trembling by his breathing, his quick breathing, muhukshasa, out of fear. And on that neck, stita, is situated graivam, a special jewel, like necklace. So that Damodara, so I bow to Damodaram, so all these things, I bow to him who is Damodara, who is Bhakti Vadham, bound by love. And then iti, thus. So that's the point. I mean, so the real point is, of the first 2 verses, of course, first identifies who we're talking about. Noam Ishwaram. I bow to the Lord, and the personal Lord, because he's has a form. He has actually a beautiful form, rupa, of knowledge, bliss, and eternity. So the first few words just identify who this song is about, and then in the last line of the second verse, it's actually specifically Damodar, and it's because the third verse starts out with the word iti, thus. It means that the first 2 verses are sort of very quickly showing the particular form of God that we're concerned with here, and now the third verse will tell you thus what we can learn from those pastimes. So iti, idrik, by such. In other words, drik actually is from the Sanskrit verb to see, like darshan, drishti. And so idrik means of such a look. In other words, something which has such a form, such a visible form. So by such pastimes of his, swalila abir, by such pastimes of his, he is submerging, literally submerging, because English merge is Sanskrit mudge, it's the same word. And sub means down, like merging down, submerge. And that's what ni means in Sanskrit. Ni majjantam is literally submerging. Interesting linguistic point. So he is submerging Swagosham, his own people, in that Ananda Kunde, in that, like Radha Kund. This is Ananda Kund, in that pool of bliss, by such pastimes of his. And Akyapayantam, and declaring. Akya means a narration of something. And akyapayantam is the causative present participle, which means that he is causing this narration to go forth. In other words, he's declaring, he's broadcasting. Akyapayantam, that tadiyeshita gyeshu. And specifically, he's declaring it. He's causing this to be declared among those who know his ishita, his lordship, his quality being the Lord. Tadiya means his. Isha, means Lord. So Tadiya Ishita means his lordship. Geshu, among those who know that. So among those who know his lordship, he's causing this great narration to go forth. And specifically, the narration is Bhaktair Jita Tvam, the fact that he is conquered by his devotees. So he's causing to go forth, causing this declaration to go forth among those who know his lordship, the fact that he's conquered by his devotees, and therefore again, punak, prematas, out of love. Prematas means out of love, or because of love. Tang, him, shata vritti, hundreds of times, one day, I worship. And so because of the verb one day, I worship, so all these words that end in M, like Svagosha, like Nimajjantam, Akyapayantam, I worship him who is merging his people, his own people, in pool of ecstasy by such pastimes of his, who is declaring among those who only know his lordship, the fact that he's conquered by his devotees. So again, out of love, I worship the person who's doing those things. So that's the grammatical structure of that verse. And then the next one is Varang Deva Mokshang, the Mokshavadingva, the Chanyam Braneham. Varesharapiha. So that's a complete Sanskrit sentence. The subject of the sentence is aham, I. The verb is brane, choose. And actually, it's the negative, I don't choose. So what the author is saying here is that it's very interesting because the verb brane, I choose, it's the same verb when you get the word vara, which means a choice or a boon. In other words, I choose no choice. Or I wish for no wishes. That's the idea, so it's poetic. And so varang, which means a choice or a boon. A choice means like a boon that you choose. So he's saying, na chanyam, I do not choose a boon, deva, O God. Now it's interesting, before it was the third person, namam ishwaram, I bow to the Lord. Now it switches to the first person in verse number 4, where he says, the author says, Deva, O God. So now he's directly addressing God. And he says, I do not choose a choice, literally, not liberation, mokshang, or namoksha avading va. Avadi means here, avading, up to the limit of. In other words, I don't choose moksha, liberation, or anything up to liberation. In other words, everything below liberation. Because someone may say, of course, I don't want liberation either. I just want trillions of dollars and power over the universe. So therefore, he says, I don't choose a choice, O God, of liberation or anything leading up to liberation or anything below, up to the limit of liberation. That's why you get the word moksha. Repeated va means or, nor anything else. Nachanyam. I don't choose anything else, even though, api means even though, iha, apiha, even though in this world, you are the Lord of boons. You're the Lord of choices, or the Lord of boons. I don't choose any boon from you, even though you're the Lord of boons. And then, idang teva purnata, this body of yours, O Lord. It's very nice. It's very nice in Sanskrit. Idang teva purnata. Gopala, this body of yours, O Lord, as a cowherd boy. Literally. Gopala balam, cowherd boy. Sada me manasya virastam kimanya. Let it always appear in my mind. Avirastam, just like when we say the appearance day of someone, we say the Avir Bhav Mahotsav. So Avir plus the verb to be means to appear. And so here you have Avirastam. Actually, it's the this is the imperative sense, like let it. Let this body of yours as a cowherd boy always appear in my mind. Me manasi. Kimanyat. What is the use of other things? And then, moving right along. And then, idang te mukham bhojam atyanta nilayar ritam kuntalai snigdha raktaisya gopya muchumbitam. This lotus face of yours, this lotus face of yours, idang te mukham bhojam atyanta nilayar, which is very interesting, ritam kuntalai, which is surrounded by kuntala, a hair, a curling hair, very beautiful hair, which is atyanta nila, which is exceedingly blue. It's interesting because something's really dark, like if you read old Superman comics, and if you look at his hair very closely, it's actually blue, because like they say, like blue black. So Krishna's hair is so dark, it's like this bluish black color, and atyanta nila. Just like the place of there's a famous holy place called Blue Mountain, Nilachala. So that's the same word, Nila, or Nilambar, like Nilambar Chakravarti. Ambara means clothes, so that's Lord Balaram who wears blue clothes, Nilambar. Nilambara, so Nila is blue. So this lotus face of yours, surrounded by exceedingly blue hair, literally, and is reddened with affection by Gopya, by Mother Yashoda, by the Gopi, who is all, because she's always kissing it. She's always kissing that lotus face, and that, and also your face is bimba raktadaram. Adara means lips, and bimba rakta, typical Sanskrit image. There's a fruit which is like fire engine red, like it's really bright red fruit called bimba. So it's very common to say bimba rakta, like bimba red, which is a Sanskrit way of saying like really bright red. So, so your lips are bright red. Me manasi, in my mind, the same imperative verb, avirastam, let it appear, and then alung. Alung is exactly like in Spanish, Spanish like basta con, like enough of, like, enough of that. Chegaji in Portuguese. So in Sanskrit, that's alung. So alung laksha lavai. Laksha here means a lack, which is like 100,000. So enough of hundreds of thousands of gains, of profits, of achievements, lava. If let your beautiful face, because it's interesting, because in verse 4, the author says, let your body appear in my mind. Now it's specifically the face, focusing on Krishna's beautiful face. And then in verse 6, Namo, again addressing the Lord directly, continuing this direct address. Namo, I bow, O God. O God, Damodar, Ananta, the Infinite One, Vishnu, O Vishnu. Prasida, be merciful. Prasida, of course, is the verb from which you get prasada. Mercy. And this is just the second person singular imperative of the verb prasida, be merciful. Prasida Prabho, O Lord. Dukkha jalabdi magnam kripa drishti brishyati dinam batanu grihanesha. So, the verb here, for the rest of the words up to it, is anugrihana. Grihana means be merciful also, like prasida. But it's a special word. Anu means along with, along, like following. And graha, it means to take. We still have the word in English in the form words like grab, grasp, to take. And of course in Spanish they have, from graha in Spanish you have agarrar, or in Portuguese agarrar. And so in that Sanskrit graha. So it's very interesting. So what anugrihana literally means is take me along. And so it's translated be merciful, like here, please shower the rain of mercy on me. But it literally means take me along, like take me with you. Anugrihana. And so he's saying, anugrihana, please take me along, and please take me along or be merciful with vrishti. Vrishtya means with the shower. Vrishtya, with the shower, drishti, of your glance, like darshan, your glance, kripa drishti, your merciful glance. And be merciful to me who am dukkha jalabdhi magnam, merged in the abdhi, in the ocean, like abdi means ocean, but if you want to really make it clear, you say jala. Jala is water, like the water ocean, meaning, I really mean the ocean here. And so the jalabdi means literally the water ocean. So please be merciful, take along me who am merged in this ocean of dukkha, ocean of suffering. And be drishya means visible, seeable. Be visible, akshi, to my eyes. That's what it means. Adhi, be akshi drishya, visible to my eyes. And then kuveratma. Then this beautiful verse about the sons of kuveratma jo. Just like in the song of the six Goswamis, Bande Rupa Sanatana, here the AU ending indicates the dual form. Sanskrit has singular, dual, and plural. So Atma Jo means born of oneself, and it's a way of saying son, a son or daughter, depending on the gender. So Atma Jo means the two self-born, in other words, the two sons born of oneself. So it's the Kuvera Atma Jo. Kuvera's two sons. In other words, the two who were born from Kuvera's own self. Kuveratmajo Baddha Murtyaiva, simply by. Murtya means by the form. Murti, you know the word murti, a form. And murtya means by the form, and eva means simply by that. Murtyaiva, simply by the bound form. And of course, that's the form of Krishna that was bound to the grinding mortar. So simply by that bound form, so just as, yadvat means just as simply by your bound form, the two sons of Kuvera, Tvaya, by you, mochito, were freed. So the word mukta means freed, like liberated, but the mochita is the causative past passive participle, meaning that they were caused to be free, they were set free. So mukta means freed, and mochita means set free by someone else. So just as by you, the two sons, by you, simply by your bound form, just as the two sons of Kuvera were set free by you. Bhakti bhajo krito cha, and cha, krito, they were made into bhakti bhajo, recipients of bhakti. They were made, bhaja means recipient. That's why when people say, let's do bhajan, they're saying, let's do container or recipient. Bhajana is actually the singing part. So, but all these words ending in au, mochitao, bhajao, it's all the dual. It's referring to the two of them. So, by you, simply by you in your bound form, just as the two sons of Kuvera were set free and made, krito, made recipients of bhakti. Tata, in the same way, prema bhakting swakang me prayacha. Extend to me your very own loving bhakti. This is very interesting because prayacha means to extend to someone or offer. And it's very interesting because the author is telling Krishna, actually it's imperative. Not even saying you should do this, just saying do this. It's using the word prayacha, which is the same word Krishna uses in the Bhagavad Gita to say offer me a fruit or flower. Phalam, what is it? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. One who offers me. So it's very interesting, the reciprocation between Krishna's devotees. The very same word that Krishna uses, say, offer me, a leaf, fruit, or water. Here, the author, Satyavrata Muni, is telling Krishna, offer me. It's an order. Offer me your very own loving devotion, like loving devotion to you. And the word swakam is interesting, because swa means your own. But swaka is sort of like the diminutive, intimate. It's like, for example, it's like in Spanish you can say casa, house, or casita, like the little house. Vuelvo a mi casita. It's like I'm, going back to my own little house or something, or mi amiguito, or so in Sanskrit that's done with ka. Like, for example, Radha. Then you usually have like little Radha in the sense of dear Radha, Radhika, or Gopika. It's like the dear gopis, dear Radha. It's that affectionate diminutive. And so here, swakam, rather than just saying, offer me your own loving devotion, swakam means like your very own loving devotion. Offer it to me. The same way Krishna says, offer me fruit. So it shows the reciprocation between Krishna and his devotees. And then he says again, namokshe graho mesti damodareha, which means damodareha, which means damodara iha. Iha means in this life. In this life, namokshe mesti. In other words, on my part, there is no graha. There is no grasping. There's no grabbing. And what that means is, in Sanskrit, sort of an idiomatic way of saying, in this life, I'm not trying for. And the use of the word iha sort of indicates that in previous lives I did try for it. And so the emphasis here is that in this life, O Damodar, I am not trying for liberation. I want your loving devotion, or I want loving devotion to you. So it's clear, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, as we know, in the famous last verse, the author divides the word Damodara is, of course, a compound word. Dama udara. Dama means rope, and udara means stomach. And so rope stomach, or rope waist, because the rope tied around his waist. So Lord Rope Waist. And so in this ecstasy, because it's common, like at the end of the song, the author is in ecstasy, and therefore is bowing to the rope and bowing to the Lord's waist. And so he says, Namaste stu damne. It is very interesting. Astu means let it be. It's actually the imperative. So literally, let there be. The command, let there be my bow to you. That's literally what it says. Let there be. Let it be that I bow to you. It's sort of commanding himself practically. Namaste stu. Actually, let there be my bow to your rope. So you could translate it, let me bow to your rope. Let me bow to your rope. Spura deepti dhamne, which is the Dhamma, which is the abode of like glaring effulgence. So it's interesting, he used the word damne and dhamne. It's poetic. He's saying, let me bow to your. So you can see the poetic structure here. Namaste stu damne. Spura diti dhamne. Spura means glaring or shining. Diti, like Deepavali. Dipti means effulgence or light. So, and then Twadiodaraya, and to your waist, your stomach. Twadiya, sort of poetic way of saying your. You can say, anyway. Te Twadiodaraya atta, because it is Vishwasya Dhamne. It is the abode of the whole universe. So I bow to your rope, which is the abode of the shining effulgence, and I bow to your stomach, your waist, which is the abode of the entire universe. Tvadiyo darayat vishwasya dhamne, and then the final two lines, which are the sweetest of all, Namo Radhikayai, which literally means like, I bow to dear Radhika. I bow to dear Radha. Because it's not just Radha, it's Radhika, which is like dear Radha. I bow to dear Radha, to your own beloved, Tvadiya Priyayai. That yayai is the dative unto for feminine words in Sanskrit, ending long a, like Tulasyai or Rindayai, Tulasi Devyai. So that yai ending is for the feminine dative unto. And the masculine is Aya, Krishnaya, Ramaya, Vasudevaya. So here, unto, in the feminine, unto your own beloved. Namo Radha, like I bow to dear Radha, unto your own beloved. And then it ends so beautifully, Namo Nanda Lilaya. I bow to the one of infinite pastimes. Devaya, unto God, Tubhyam, unto you. So the composition is very elegant. It's classic. It's sort of symmetrical. How it begins, Namam Ishwaram, I bow to the Lord, and it ends, I bow to the one of infinite pastimes, unto God, unto you. So it's very beautiful, isn't it? Namo Radhikayai Tvadiya Priyayai Namo Nanta Lilaya Devaya Tubhyam. So, I think you all understand the point, right? And we'll end here. Hare Krishna. Happy Damodar month.